Hi, my name is Greg Garrett, and I'm the author of A Long, Long Way, Hollywood's Unfinished Journey from Racism to Reconciliation from Oxford University Press. In recent weeks, there's been a lot of news about the ways that people of color and communities of color have been affected by the COVID-19 virus, how they have suffered inordinately, how they have been more likely to catch the disease, more likely to die from it, and more likely to have to continue in jobs where they are brought into the public and face more exposure to the virus. Some people were surprised by the stark racial divides that were exposed by the pandemic. But if you've been paying attention to American movies for the last 100 years, this would not have surprised you at all. We can go all the way back to D.W. Griffith's 1915 epic, Birth of a Nation, which opines that there are two nations, one black, one white. The white nation is the nation that is being born in the title of the film. In the film, black people are subject to violence and segregation. They're taken out of political power. They are kept away from the polls. There's this very powerful sense that people in power will do everything that they can to keep black people oppressed and in an inferior position. More recent films, Moonlight, Blindspotting, Boys in the Hood, give us a sort of parallel example of neighborhoods that are suffering from an epidemic and from economic disparity. In these films, the epidemic is not the coronavirus, of course, but it's drugs and violence and despair. And there's this very powerful sense in these films that for people of color, opportunities for jobs, for education, even for something as simple as a mortgage, is much less than for people in white communities. Finally, BlacKkKlansman, the 2018 film by Spike Lee, brings us back to the realities put into place and put in front of us by Birth of a Nation. There is, again, this suggestion that there are two Americas, one white, one occupied by people of color. And while people of color are every bit as intelligent and capable as white people, white institutions will do everything within their power to hold on to their power and influence. James Baldwin said that we are enslaved by our history. Our job is to recognize it, to repent of it, and to work for reconciliation, to try and change that history of racial divide in America. And one of the wonderful things is that films have been showing us this for 100 years, are still showing us this, if we will only pay attention.